Hello, this is Phoneybeetlemaniacxs, and this is a video going to Eric Hovind. Now, for those who haven't seen it, I'll leave a link down below to a video he did, which was responded to by the true Pooka, response down below, which was a collection or response to him getting the Golden Crocoduck. Now, I'm sorry, Eric, every time I hear something you say, this is how I feel. Now, Eric, I don't know even where to start with your acceptance of an award you really shouldn't be that pleased to have received. It's an award for those who have lied to keep up a belief in something that shouldn't be that people never believed who believed in the Bible would have believed in the first place. Where your beliefs come from is the 19th century. They do not come from the Bible, nor do they come from anywhere else. Okay? This literalist reading of the Bible does not exist until the 19th century. And your depiction of atheists can be characterized as this.
Gee, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Of course! So, let's go through your video. First of all, Potholer does not hate religious people, nor does he hate God. What he hates is scientific inaccuracies. Because, I believe he's some sort of scientist himself. If he's not, someone can correct me down below. But I do believe that he goes out of his way to go... Again, I don't think he's necessarily against the concepts of God. What he is against is the concept of people telling lies to keep up a belief in a God. Okay? Next, and this is a big next, people hate lying, not because they believe in God, but because lying is wrong. Because you're setting out to deceive somebody. You're not telling them the truth. The truth is something that we all expect. That's why the atheist argument is so interesting. Is because we both think we're telling the truth. Okay, that is why when people like you who misrepresent scientific facts need to be called out as doing such. Okay? And then you go into physics about the moon being representative of your worldview. How the hell is it? It's a satellite. It's billions of years old. As is the Earth. This has all been carbonated and peer-reviewed. Look at the theory of gravity by Isaac Newton. Somebody who's a very religious man. But of course, Eric, you're not there to necessarily represent a religious point of view. What you're there is to lie and do a we have to believe one or the other bullshit draw a line in the sand that doesn't exist and will never exist. Okay, you do not have to accept science or accept religion. You can accept both. There have been people who've done that for centuries, and do you know how much their faith has suffered? Nothing! 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 Okay? They have my kind of faith. Why? Because maybe, and I'm not speaking from my own perspective here, what we learn about the universe helps us understand God. Has that ever occurred to you, Eric? Has that ever occurred to your small little tiny little brain that maybe that's what's happening here? That everything we're discovering is God's creation and everything He's created? And I think it sparks a bit of idiocy when you say that every fossil, every thing we discovered about the universe so far is pointing to some God who either is, with your point of view, one of these tricks of God who's there going, yeah, they'll never believe in me now, I'm putting little dinosaur bones, or rather a God who is so magnificent that he could have something like billions of billions, he had this thing called patience, and wait billions of billions of years for something that could understand his creation. Has that little bit of lightning bolt ever hit your brain? I mean, God in heaven, man. Next, right, putting all atheists into one little bowl that again, no, I don't think any particular atheist would really put themselves in. It's frankly bigotry. Okay? I dislike you and what you represent, not because I'm a God-hating atheist, rather that I'm a God-believing Christian who doesn't like my worldview being sent along to the dog and pony show that you run. Okay? I believe in truth. I believe in honesty. I believe in treating other people well. I believe in helping others whether they believe in my religion or not. I believe in the idea of, taking people in and giving them a good hearing to. And I just don't dismiss people who disagree with my point of view as God-hating atheists. I'd rather listen to their point of view and disagree with it from an intellectual point of view. Intellect, reading, research, these things are something that you could qualify for, Eric. And I know that you're not a stupid man. I know people will disagree with that. I don't think you're a stupid man. But what you're doing here is representing yourself as an imbecile who doesn't understand science or physics or anything. Even basic theology you can't understand, because you can't understand the idea of an analogy that uses the real world having in stages like. Have you thought that this was written by Jews, and the way that Jews would understand things is not in 6 literal days, but would be 6 literal blocks of days, as in, for example, 6,000 years. Because you've got to remember that they would equate things to building a temple, or any sort of buildings where you have a layer building upon other layers. So why does that not hit your brain? Okay, now your point of view comes from the 19th century when things like higher criticism and Darwinism came into prominence. Okay, this sort of thing was not around when the Bible was written, because again, if you've ever read Augustine, which I probably know you haven't because I was written a book, you would understand that again, it's possible for you to hold that view, and that is required of you to hold that view. Okay. I mean, why is evolution such a threat to your beliefs? Surely if you believe in God, which I'm not going to disagree that you don't, surely you must believe that He created the world, as I do. And as such, everything we find out about the world is His creation. I'm just saying, this is Phoneybeetlemaniacxs, 4G's Make a True Out.